Well, in sports, y'all, ESPN put out their top 50 athletes since 2000.
Okay.
This is a bro.
What we gonna do? Top 10? We're not doing all.
All right,
50.
we'll do top 10. Kobe Bryant 10, Usain Bolt 9, Tiger Woods 8, Simone Biles 7, Roger Federer 6, Tom Brady 5, LeBron James 4, Lionel Messi 3, Serena Williams 2, Michael Phelps is 1.
Michael, the swimmer?
Yes, the Olympic swimmer. Michael Phelps is the number one athlete since 2000.
Oh, they just pander into the Olympic season.
This is the dumbest list I've ever heard.
I was just like, this is nuts. I can't.
What was the criteria?
Let's pick some names.
Mel, shut up.
That's
Kick
what I always.
somebody's back in.
That's
for a change
no, but that's
knowing.
what I think the list sounds ridiculous. Like the top 10 sounds ridiculous, but that's why I always wonder, like, what was the criteria?
I don't know the criteria. I just know this list is nuts. No, bro, Michael Phelps is the number one athlete on this list.
I mean, I guess he won a lot.
Yeah, he has an argument for it.
Yeah, but argue with the whites.
You got an argument for it.
He should argue with the whites. I ain't telling him not to argue. Just don't argue with black folks. I don't think there's many black people that have Michael Phelps as the number one athlete since the year 2000.
I don't think that many
All
people
right,
gonna
it
have a
says
swimmer, period.
voters were instructed to consider only an athlete's performance since 2000. So it has, for example, Barry Bonds, he won 7 MVPs, but only 4 of those came after 2000. So did 317 of his 762 home runs. So they're just only counting 2000
Achievements.
Up. Yeah, just
From
achievements.
2000 up.
Nigga, we only ever heard of Michael Phelps during the Olympics. We didn't know what he was doing in between them years.
Smoking weed.
Oh yeah, he was doing what he wanted to do, fucking chicks.
That sounds like a win to me. That sounds.
That move up a little bit.
Yeah, it moves him up a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, if that's the case, then we got to bump up a lot of black people to smoke weed and fuck girls.
That nigga got the most medals in U.S. Olympic history.
For real?
Yeah. And a bunch,
So
23 golds.
Okay.
It's pretty impressive.
What you talking about?
That's
That's
impressive.
a lot. That's dope.
Nigga
And the
won-
Olympics is only every 4 years.
Every 4 years, nigga won 8 and won Olympics.
who was his rival?
Dude.
Everybody. Everybody from every other country.
And that's why I'm not putting Michael Phelps number one. We don't know the name of nobody else. Every time he went in that pool, he just won.
Nah, the nigga with the other U.S. nigga with the funny hair. That used to be bitching. But
Swimmer?
yeah, I mean
That helps.
That's a good point. I'm just saying
The guy with the hair.
that you can't. I mean, it's just not to be discounted. Is what I'm saying.
Listen, for every Pete Sampras, there was a fucking Federer.
Agassi.
Oh, Agassi. For every Jordan, there was a, like, if you great, then tell me who you had
Who's
to
the
go
counterpart?
up against that was great. I'm not shitting on Michael Phelps.
No, I understand.
I'm not.
That's- no, I
but
understand.
I feel like we should know the name of somebody who else who could swim good.
I'm not mad at Serena being in the top 5.
Me either.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at Simone Biles. Simone Biles extraordinary.
Yeah, I think she should be a little bit
number-
higher.
yeah, they got her at 7.
She's crazy.
She's
crazy.
her.
Who she beat?
Who did she beat?
Everybody.
All of them white hoes.
See my point?
All of them white hoes. Yeah, but when I go to her, good point. But when I go to her, they change rules.
They had to change rules because
They
She was doing
disallowed
shit
some
that
shit
that
that
only
she
she could
was
do.
great at for the women, and they took it away from the men. You got to fact check it yourself, but they changed
understand.
like
Yeah,
rules
they did.
for her.
Certain tricks that she could pull
if
off.
they did that for Michael Phelps, then I recant.
But then I don't get why Tom Brady's low at 5. If we
Five's
just
not low.
But in this list,
5 ain't low on it.
LeBron higher than Tom Brady
Shouldn't be.
since 2000? No.
Shouldn't be.
He should be.
Yes, he should be.
Why?
Just counting accomplishments. Why?
Because football is a different sport than basketball. Not saying that he's not the leader, but I think on the defensive side of the ball, it plays so much of a part in the outcome of a game.
It's so much harder to win a Super Bowl than it is an NBA championship.
And then to win
Says
7 of them.
Says the history of repeat winners.
Says how many others have won 7?
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that too.
Tell me more.
It's a lot of people that have had great NBA careers that are Hall of
You
Fame.
got to win 4 games to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you look at the history of the Super Bowl winners, it's rare that you see dynasties and wins in a row, as opposed to basketball, where it's
That speaks
regular.
to that speaks to parity. But you got to win
and who said
16
that?
games to win NBA championship. Listen, I ain't athlete of the month nowhere.
No, I'm just saying, but who
I don't know
said
what's
that?
more difficult.
What you mean?
Like,
What dynasties do we see in football compared to the dynasties that we've seen in basketball? There's always been a dynasty in basketball since I've been a sport of the game.
Steelers had a dynasty in the
Fan of
Well, I don't know what dynasty means because I would have the Bills as a dynasty just for going all them times.
No, the
But
you have to
dynasty
win
is
it. You gotta
yeah,
win.
you have to
You have
win
to win.
That's
in
what
a
I said.
certain amount of time too.
The Steelers did 4 in the 70s. That's like dynasty.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's
The
like
Cowboys
within like
in the 90s.
the Cowboys,
10-year period or
the
something.
Patriots.
Patriots since 2000 has been the Patriots.
But that's
Now maybe you could start to enter Kansas
Chiefs,
City into
Kansas
that
City in there
conversation.
now.
Kansas City's a dynasty for sure.
But it's been New
the
England
making.
since 2000. It's clear been New England.
All right, and it's been the Brownies.
Okay, but we're talking about.
And know
I'm just
why I
saying-
don't like that? Because in football, if you have a great quarterback, your chances are pretty good. In the NBA, I can't ever remember a time where one superstar meant you was about to do something. This is since the 79 Sixers
Michael Jeffrey.
with Moses Malone and them. Michael Jeffrey never did it alone.
When he was there, it meant you was doing something.
You
But
had a
I'm
chance.
I'm just giving.
He was a first round exit until they drafted Pippen. So even then, you
they
need
built
two.
the team. But I'm just saying, I just think that because defensive means so much in football, that it would be harder. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm
To
saying.
close this out, Shannon Sharp and Devontae Adams were having a conversation about who they think is just a better athlete. They both picked the football player because of how you have to maneuver on grass versus hardwood, on football players vertical being just a vertical and you're not getting a running start. The information that you have to retain
And
to
process.
play the game.
I would agree.
And speed and any other like athlete test you want to do. They had football players winning them both.
And you got to do all that while getting your ass whooped.
No, and you got to
And
do all,
it's
contact.
You got to do all that shit on the fly. Like the quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage, he audibilizing. You as the defense, you got to read. That shit is hard, dog.
Yeah.
That shit ain't no.
They gave basketball players the agility aspect and football players everything else.
I agree with that.
I
I would agree with that.
I would agree.
I would like to think more about it before I agree.
That's
but
why
I'm
I
not
have,
mad at-
even though
I'm
I
not mad
don't
at those
really
people.
watch the sport so much. That's why when you ever see like a soccer match, bro, them niggas don't stop running
They don't stop running
At
no
all.
time.
Like,
They
and,
don't
and,
stop.
Big ass fields.
it ain't no,
They don't stop.
yo, y'all the
Big ass
defense, y'all
field.
come off the field, now the offense come on. Like, it's just back and forth like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm
big ass
surprised.
field.
I'm surprised Messi wasn't higher.
Nigga, we
He was
walked-
number 3, was he?
He three.
Shit.
He right there.
we walked through them soccer niggas in Lincoln Park when I was growing up, nigga.
In Queens?
No, Jersey City.
Neutral button.